So hey guys, the Vitor Pereira press conference has just taken place, of course ahead of Wolves' next game, which is under the lights at Molineux on Tuesday night against the Hammers of West Ham, who are currently one place and 8 points above us in the league table. So we're going to cover off all the main points and obviously give some opinion as always, and of course we want to hear your opinion in the comment section below too. First off, let's cover off team news. He was asked this right off the bat, especially with the international break just happening. There's a couple of references to the international break. The main thing he was asked is about injuries. Is everyone fully fit after the international break? And the good news on that is he said that there are no fresh injury concerns. He was asked about the state of play of Strand Larsen's hand, because he didn't go, of course, to play for Norway, and he says he's okay for football but not for volleyball. In fact, Vitor Pereira was in really good spirits, referring to the sunshine and, you know, we need a beach in Wolverhampton, that type of thing, because it's so nice. He's in a very upbeat mood. One of the main subjects that was talked about, of course, was Matheus Cunha, and that is in reference to an article and an interview that Matheus Cunha did for The Guardian, and we're going to have more on that in a little bit at the end of this video, because Cunha has kind of responded, so stay tuned for that. But he was basically in that interview that he did with The Guardian. The main point, that the headline was that he's basically said he wants to leave Wolves to win things. He was asked about this, was Vitor, and he said it's normal that he has ambition, but it's most important to be committed to the team and targets. He was asked about how he's, you know, for this season and whether he'll be with us next season. He says, well, I don't know if I'll be alive tomorrow. We can't tell about the future. He said the focus is on the next game. He says in the summer we'll see what happens. He's committed now and he will try and help us. And as I say, Matheus Cunha has kind of, as the press conference was going ahead, he's obviously watched that and then put a response up, which I'll put on the screen for you, which is basically saying that it's difficult. The players do interviews and then they go with the big headline about he wants to leave, where as part of the interview he also references how happy he's been at Wolves, the connection with the Wolves fans and feeling loves with the Wolves fans. And I think he feels a little bit frustrated with the way that interview has been spun, but of course they are quoting obviously what he said, and newspapers are going to go with the, as he said, you know, the best headline to get people to read, which it would do. Yeah, obviously he came back on Cunha again later on in the press conference from another journalist. He said when Cunha is available to play, and Wolves are, you know, potentially safe, hopefully, will he be looking at other players or will he be playing Cunha? And he basically said if Cunha's on it in training, he's got the right mental attitude, he's going to be in the first 11. So that kind of dealt with that, really. He was also asked about John Rittner-Bellegarde. He was really upbeat and positive about John Rittner-Bellegarde. He says, I'm very happy with him. He is a team player. I like this kind of player. In the beginning, I had doubt about his position and assist, but now he can play in various positions. He's a worker, and this is the type of player that I like, which I thought was really interesting. He was asked about West Ham, and he said, of course, this is a big opportunity to get us another 3 points and make the supporters proud. He talked about momentum and confidence. I was also asked about risks. He said he believes that the players are not machines. I don't want a robot team. I want a team with brains. We have to take risks at times in games, but in the right area. Again, he was asked about the last 9 games. He says we're going to do our best to keep our focus, humility, spirit and confidence. And then, of course, he referenced the supporters and the pub. He says, I like to go to a pub to be with the supporters. They charge me with energy so I can feel we are making something for them to be happy. What the reporter said, how charged does he feel at the moment? He says, I feel very charged and powerful. Then he was asked about the international break, how difficult it is for a manager. He said he basically had 8 players plus 4 or 6 players from the academy, so he can learn a lot about the potential. When he was asked about players coming back and preparing for games, he said obviously they all come from different ideas and different systems on the international scene, and some of them, of course, have jet lag and are tired. And yeah, it was a really good press conference. I always like the fact that Vitor Pereira is so different to Gary O'Neill in his press conferences. The Gary O'Neill press conferences, I felt like he was a bit like Marvin the Paranoid Android out of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because everyone wanted to sort of like commit Harry Gary. At the end of it, he was always coming up with excuses and, or you know, always sort of like a bit dour really, very beige. Vitor Pereira's press conferences are, you know, a breath of fresh air really. They're always interesting. He makes me laugh, you know, he's got some humour, especially the bit today when he said about Strand Larsen, what's his injury like with his hand, and he said he just can't play basketball, volleyball. He won't be able to play volleyball or basketball, but he's okay for football. I thought that was really interesting. He has that sense of humour. He's also trying to get this connection with the fans. You know, he seems very down to earth. He wants that connection with the fans, to feel the energy from the fans and what they want, so he can develop a team to reflect the passion on the terraces. And I think that's a really good thing, and something that we've lost. And he's bringing that connection back. I think over time with the fan base, the fans seem to be liking him because of his honesty, and sometimes maybe that honesty will get him into a little bit of trouble, but I don't know. But, you know, a very positive, upbeat press conference for sure. And obviously Wolves are in a good position at the moment from where we were. 9 points clear of the Tractor Boys and a better goal difference. And obviously if we can get a result and get those 3 points against West Ham, that will be absolutely fantastic. And let's hope that we can do that under the lights. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, this update. Hit the like button if you have. Leave your thoughts on all of that, of course, in the comment section. And for all your Wolves news and opinion, we've got loads coming up after the game again tomorrow night. Make sure, if you haven't already done that, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, and you won't ever miss out on anything. Until the next one, always Wolves.